We are back with another video, and this one is on the old AQ3D. So first of all, I'm going to have to apologize for the crappy quality of the videos, but these are my really old videos. We're going to be going through some of the things that have changed in AQ3D over the years, and there is actually quite a big change. This is what the Frostvale update used to be, was just the old Battlon would get updated and look like this. Back then it was quite the update, but of course now it's this is minimal compared to what they actually do. This was the bank before they actually had a bank. You just ran into the door and then you would open up the bank vault. At that time I only had 2 bank vaults, so that's really funny. What's also funny is back in the day you could walk around. But actually that's not really true. What we did was you would walk backwards. There was no running backwards, it was walking backwards. So then all you would do is just rotate the camera and it would make you look like you're walking forward, or you could do it from behind, but it was just literally reversing the record. So in this situation right here, I'm actually walking backwards, but I made it look like I'm walking forward. This was what the old original intro was. It was a very awesome intro. I love this intro. This is my favorite intro actually, because it was very easy. Look at how big the gold thing is when it pops up. It's like 4G. I'm not exactly sure why they needed to emphasize it that much, but that was how it was way back in the day. Of course, you could talk to people while you were in combat because they hadn't really fixed that back then either. They got this big swirling thing over here, which is obviously how you enter the next area. I'm glad they changed that because it's not that pretty, but you'll see me run right into it. This was the update for the Mogloween. As you can see, it is vastly different than what we have nowadays. This was it. This was what the update was just this area with different things to do in the area. And then you would follow these little pumpkins along the way over here, and they would lead you to a building. And previously this building would not have any access. Little pumpkin patch right there. I like that little logo right there, which I obviously pointed out in the old video. And then you'd go into here, and this would be the Mistcroft Manor would be in here. Look at the character stats. I mean, that is completely different than what we run now. And they actually used to call defense, not armor. You also had mana that was an actual stat. Like you have an actual mana, whereas that is not a stat anymore, but back in that day, mana was something that you get. I actually liked that idea, but they did have to change it because it wouldn't work. 91 defense. It actually says defense, which is why I actually say defense when I'm talking about armor. I say defense all the time, is because back when I used to play, that's what it was. And you know, this was a while ago when people like Amethyst Luck had 1.3 million. Now she's got way more than that. Nulls had 2.6 million, and she's got way more than that now. Die, which I don't know if he still plays or not, but he had 3 million back in the day, and this is way back when it was only level 15. And then Fly to Sky, which I'm sure some of you know him, he had 3.1 million, and he's got like 90 million now or something. The classes back in that day are just vastly different than the classes we have now. The old rogue class was amazing. So much better than the rogue class they have now. I don't like the new rogue class, but I loved this old rogue class. It was so powerful. You had the regular poison ability. The speed of it was phenomenal. I mean, you could just go ham on people. Speed it up. You've got your ultimate, which would just unleash massive power on him. I mean, the poison alone was excellent. Plus, I loved the whole stealth ability, which just doubled your poison attack. It was a lot funner. There was a lot of strategy to the rogue class back in the day. The old warrior was good too. I liked the old warrior. It's pretty similar to the warrior we have now. It still had the spin attack. It still had the other attacks. The major difference was war cry. That was the ultimate. And instead of having an AoE attack like it has now, it had war cry, which would boost the overall power. The mage was a similar class, but it had the ultimate, which was a mana shield. I don't even know if that was, I mean, I guess you'd call it the ultimate, but I loved the mana shield. It would absorb the damage for a short amount of time, and you didn't just have to do it on you, you could do it on other people as well, which was a really cool feature to protect them temporarily. The Guardian class was also different. I like the old Guardian class, but the new one is better. Look at the shop layout. Is completely different than it is now. I mean, it's got the similar idea, but the shop layout is definitely different. Look at the interface. The main menu interface is completely different. As you can see in the bottom left, it says pre-beta. That's because this was in pre-beta. This is one of my original videos. And the funny thing is, back in this day, we did not have a clear menu command. As you can see up in this little corner right here, you'll see I've put ... That was how I used to clear my chat boxes, because there was no /clear command. In this video, I was doing a first person look at some of the places that was available back in those days. It was basically just by arranging your camera properly behind the back of your character. This video was on the fidget spinner weapon, the dragon spinner as it's called. An awesome weapon, and it's yet to be put into the game. I mean, it is in the game. A couple of people do have it, but they don't play anymore. So it'd be much better if they actually had this item returned. And this is, I think, my very first video I made. Look at how the character runs. I know that the graphics are crappy, but look at that. I mean, that's just horrible running compared to the models nowadays. Now, the attacks are somewhat similar. The idle stance is still the same, or not idle, but the in-combat stance is still the same, but the running is very different. Now, you'll see in this video here, the quest layout looks different than what we have now. It's been obviously improved, and you can see on the bottom right, the attack layout is completely different than what we have now. I mean, we have the whole bar thing, whereas before it was like they had the mobile. I think this is what they would have had for mobile, if they had mobile at the time. I think the interface they have now for mobile is excellent, plus the interface they have for PC is much better. This is back when the original Battlon was being destroyed, just like they did with the other Battlon. If you guys were present for that, the oldest Battlon, was also destroyed in a similar way. And this is great. I just love the fact that I was able to keep this video and show the old Battlon slowly being destroyed. It had an invasion. This is where I got those other things I showed in my bank vault video, if you saw that. If not, I'll put a link at the top right corner. You can go check that one out. But basically, that is it for this, showing you a glimpse into the past of AQ3D and how much it has changed. And it has changed a lot. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. You can also turn on the notification bell if you want to stay up to date with any of my upcoming videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.